Hello. Today I want to continue with my talk about the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes, the King James Version, begin with, each of the Beatitudes begins with, "Blessed are they." Blessed are they. And indeed they are blessed. In the Caboris manuscript, it says a heavenly state of mind. A heavenly state of mind is theirs. So, the idea is to have a heavenly state of mind. Always, all day long, a heavenly state of mind. Now, how are you going to do that? Well, you need to have a different state of mind than you currently have, if you're like 99% of people. Let's describe your current state of mind. I can do so very well. Describing the error, the wrong state of mind. What is it for the average person? The average person is reactive, gets upset easily, and so their state of mind is reactive and upset. Reacting to this, reacting to that. Also, when the person reacts, see, when you react, something on the outside happens and you react. You get a little bit irritated, a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious, a little bit angry, a little bit unhappy, a little bit resentful. That's a fall. That's a fall because we all know that a human being is not supposed to become angry and resentful and irritated. We admire people who are cool, calm, and collected, as the expression used to be. We admire in sports those who don't get upset when things aren't going their way and stay calm and win. And we admire those who, if they lose the game, they still have dignity and grace. We admire that, see. None of us have respect for people who get all upset, angry, and resentful. We don't. Even though we sometimes do. But when we do, then what? We know that we have fallen. So we're a little embarrassed about it. As a matter of fact, we don't want to see it. You don't want to see your fall. Especially when it comes to your loved ones. If you get angry at your wife, irritated at your kids, resentful toward your brother, you don't want to see it. So what do? We hide in our mind. That's the favorite hiding place of people. They hide down in the imagination, in thoughts. Okay? Which also includes reliving the past, planning and scheming for the future, worrying, fantasies. All of those are a way of escaping from reality, where you failed. Now, sometimes when we escape into fantasy, we try to rearrange what happened in our mind. We think over what happened, and we try to build the case against the other person. Well, I was busy. Why did she have to come and talk to me when I was busy? Couldn't she see that I was busy? And I've been working so hard lately, and I'm tired. And see, we build the case against the other person in our mind, so we come out looking good or okay. Or we worry. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. What if she decides to leave me? Then what? See, we worry. Then we plan and scheme for the future. The next time he says that to me, I'll say this to him. See? I'll show him. And then when we're lost in our mind, what else do? We secretly judge other people. We judge the way they look, the way they talk, the clothes they wear, the way their house looks. Judging. See? And then when we're not doing that, then we lose ourselves in some kind of trivial thoughts. Who knows what we're thinking? Or we listen to music, or listen to the radio, or watch movies, or play video games to distract us, to avoid the central issue, which is that we failed. And we keep failing. But the more you escape into your thoughts, you're never more vulnerable than when you're lost in your daydreams. You're not in reality. If you're in reality, you're not lost in thoughts, you're not upset, then you can see what's happening and make sound judgments and perhaps and come up with a possible idea for solving the issue. Okay? All rational and reasonable and so on. Maybe that's the way you are in business. If you're a manager at work or a supervisor, you know how to be calm and solve issues. But when it comes to your family, you get all upset and angry. So that's the state of mind that people are living in. What else? What other state of mind are we living in? We are prideful. We're prideful. Okay? So when we're prideful, then we're defensive. And when we're defensive, see, we put the other person down. In our mind even, we put them down. So now you see what the state of mind we live in is. And then after that, we feel very guilty for all of our mental machinations and our resentments and our angers. We feel very guilty. So then we hide in even more. Then when we go out in the world, we try to avoid situations that will get upset. But that's not really living. Or we go out in the world and we go overboard to try to be extra nice to make up for the guilt, you see. Well, so now you got the idea. So that's the state of mind. See, it's not a heavenly state of mind. So you sort of have to find how to do the opposite of what you have been doing. Okay? And what would the opposite be? Now reread the Beatitudes after you just heard what I said. You could even stop this recording, rewind it, and replay what I said about the average person's state of mind, and then read the Beatitudes and see how it's the opposite of the average fallen state of mind that people have. So you have to find a way to do the opposite, to not get upset in the first place, to not be angry, to forgive, to overlook, to be calm, to not get excited, to not become emotional, to not get angry. You have to find a way to live in reality. And God created reality. Yes, He gave us an imagination, a brain and imagination, but not to be lost in all the time. And not to try to build the case against someone else and try to make ourselves look good. And not to hide from reality when we have failed. He gave us reality. Okay? So that's where you want to live. So you want to live in reality. And you want to not get upset. And so I can't think of a better way to possibly be able to make that happen. Of course, you have to have the right attitude. See? You have to have a heavenly state of mind, or a heavenly attitude, as it says in the Kabor's manuscript, of being willing to be a bit humble, to not be so prideful, to not always be defensive and to be angry at other people, and to admit when you make some mistakes. Be willing to admit if you made a mistake. Okay? That's very important. Admit to yourself and to your conscience. And not try to deny reality, not try to deny the truth to other people, but to be honest. See? So a little bit humble, a little bit honest. And not try to, not always trying to make something happen, and not trying to change people, and not trying to manipulate. See? Have a lighter touch. And if you have the attitude where you're willing to, you want to see the truth. See? Instead of hiding, you know you're hiding in your imagination, and you don't want to. But you are, but you can see that you're willing to face the truth, even if it means you have to see your own wrong. Well, if you have that kind of an attitude, then a little meditation might be just what you need. A little meditation, just a little technique that helps you to learn how to get out of thinking, to stand back from thoughts and fantasy and imagination. Stand back and become the observer of thought instead of being lost in it. And also to get centered, okay, which is very important. Now you're kind of off kilter a little bit. To get centered and to live in reality, in the moment. Okay? So you might want to give the meditation a try.